Hi everybody, this is Trevor with Market Delta, and we're in for a real treat today. Dr. Kepler is going to be speaking about market profile, concepts, and action. The structure of the webinar will be recorded, so if you miss anything or have to step out, it will be posted back to our website in a day or so. You'll also get an email with a link to it, to the recording, so you can download the recording if you'd like. And he'll speak for about half hour to 45 minutes. There'll be time for questions at the end. We'll open it up for questions, and you'll be able to just type them in. I'll present the questions to him, and he can respond accordingly. We should go about an hour today. So if you're trying to budget your time, we've got about an hour. So with that said, let me turn it over to Dr. Kepler.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll do my quick sound check, and if you can hear me, please acknowledge with the famous letter Y. All right, very good. It looks like at least I'm heard. I'd like to welcome you to today's session and to thank Trevor for giving us an opportunity to do it. And without further ado, let's get into our topic. Before we go too far, we always have to address the disclaimer. So let me do that. All right. This webinar is designed and intended strictly for educational purposes only. It does not recommend, advocate, or urge the buying, selling, or holding of any financial instruments. The presenter does not assume any responsibility whatsoever for the actions of any person viewing or reading the contents of this webinar. The presenter may or may not hold positions in the financial instruments discussed. Trading and investing involve high levels of risk. Future results can be dramatically different from the opinions expressed in this webinar or course. Past performance does not guarantee future performance. This presentation is provided for informational and educational purposes only and does not constitute any type of investment advice. Strategic trading at AIPD Incorporated does not guarantee the accuracy of information or warrant any representations made in this presentation and shall not be held liable for any inaccurate or incomplete information or for any improper or incorrect use of the information contained in the webinar. All right, now that we have finished our disclaimer, we can get into our wonderful topic of applying some of the concepts in market profile. Now, market profile is really a world in itself. So we will only really apply some of the very basic and fundamental concepts of profile today, and I will show you how we actually trade using the profile. First and foremost, I want to tackle what I call the ABCs of applying market profile. A, you have to understand the market structure, the mechanics of the market, before you can even begin to think about applying the market profile. So without these ABCs, you are not going to get very far with market profile. And that's why quite often I find market profile is really very frustrating for people who are new to it because they haven't accomplished the basic ABCs. Once you do, it is remarkable what you can do with the profile. So, A, we've got to understand the market structure. We've got to understand the mechanics of how the market is working. Once we have that under our belt, we're ready for B, the next stage, which is really to learn to read the profile chart. Once you understand the structure and you are able to read the profile chart, you are now ready to analyze and apply and benefit from the power of the profile. Now, one thing I always like to point out with profile is that the key of the power behind the profile is how it helps us to make better judgments about our trading and with our trading decisions. One thing that not enough traders really, or at least I should say, not enough new traders appreciate is the fact that trading always requires judgment. Market profile really will not change that. It can't predict the future for you, but you have to be aware as a trader that nothing will. I don't care what any other software product or any other instructor tells you, no one can really predict the future. And I'll tell you why, for two very simple reasons. The first is the market is subject to any event that could happen anywhere in the world, be it a natural disaster, a political calamity, whatever the issue may be, and no one can really predict what will happen or what might happen, and that will influence the market. So I don't care what any chart looks like, what any signal system, no one can really predict all the events that are happening around the globe with any kind of certainty. The second reason why nothing will really predict the future for you, it could even be much simpler than a major global event impacting the market. Simply a major player could come in and decide to put in some volume, either to push the market up or to push the market down. Just a simple decision like that will completely change the dynamics of what's happening in the market. So what is really critical then as a trader is I must stay in tune with what's happening in the market. I must learn to understand the present. And if you are aware of what's happening now, you are a lot more likely to make better decisions and better judgments about how to interact with the market as you see it in the present. And every trader knows that you have to be flexible, because even the conditions of that present could change at any instant, and consequently, you have to respond accordingly. And I will show you some of this now when we get into the application of some of the concepts that we will look at. Before we get into the actual concepts, I want to tell you that I'm going to follow a slightly different path today. Usually, people will give you the information and then ask you a quiz. What I'm going to do is actually I'm going to begin by giving you a quiz, and through the quiz, I want to test your understanding of the concepts that we're going to use and see if at least you have some of these fundamental concepts down, and then we will answer them, and then we will begin to apply them using the profile. So the first question I'm going to pose to you is about the market auction process. The purpose of the market is to facilitate trade. The marketplace facilitates trade.